Ralph. a little warm. No, but don't turn it on, because then I'll get cold. Eve likes it really cold.
She does.
At the hockey game, I had a jacket, and he was like, I'm hot.
Her and Lori's.
Hello?
Yeah. Oh, it works. It works. It's working.
And we'll troubleshoot what's going on.
All right, yeah, just let me know if it works later. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to start our meeting here. Welcome to the city of Dania Beach. This is a special meeting, Tuesday, May 7th, 2024, 4 p.m., a little after 4 p.m. Could we please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Roll call. Sorry. Already standing. Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Mic was on.
All right. Clerk, could we please call roll?
Mayor Ryan,
Here.
Vice Mayor Llewellyn,
Here.
Commissioner Davis, Commissioner James,
Here.
Marco Savino is absent, City Attorney Bootsis,
Here.
City Manager Garcia,
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. Reminder to just letting the commission know I don't have the Confero, so, you could speak when I call upon you. Let's not have this as a free-for-all. Thank you. All right, so now on to our item, which is discussion on the proposed closing of Olson Middle School with our manager, Garcia.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, members of our audience, residents, and city team. Just recently, we became aware of the possibility of one of our schools closing. We have only 3 schools here in our city, 2 elementary school, and Awesome Olson, that is our middle school. Our city pays in excess of $47 million a year in taxes for these 3 schools. Additionally, we will be growing in population, and we continue to grow in population. These past couple of years, we have approved in excess of 10,400 units. We've developed a tremendous relationship with all the principals in all our local schools, particularly with Principal Janet Giancarli, who really has done a tremendous job with her great administration and all the great teachers and parents of Olson Middle School. The school has grown from October to present by almost 100 students. And it's going to continue to grow because of our growing population. Olson Middle School is a school that has continued to enhance the attendance of the youth. I've included a document here that really depicts the direction that Olson is going. The discipline data comparison from 22-23, there was a total of 476 incidents in the school related to disobedience, insubordination, skipping, tardiness, out of assigned area, disruptive behavior. From 476 to now only 99. Our REACH program, the relationships, and basically Olson is a shining star and an example of the way a school should be run. Additionally, I want to say that our Vice Mayor Llewellyn, our Commissioner Joyce Davis represented the city at meeting of the town hall, and they spoke representing our city. In addition to that, Commissioner James and I met with the superintendent last Friday, and we presented these facts. While this is an emotional topic, we as leaders work with numbers and with facts about the direction of the city, our population, and the direction of Olson Middle School. We've put together a resolution that we hope to get it unanimously approved today. We had a wonderful letter that was received by one of the proud Olson alumni, Commissioner James, formerly Mayor James. Additionally, current Commissioner Marco Salvino, former Mayor Marco Salvino, sent in a beautiful letter as well, as he's also an alumni of Olson Middle School. So today we are gathered to begin to take the steps in support of Olson to ensure that that school is not closed. That school is on the rise, and it's a school and performance that we're very proud of. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our school liaison and the rest of the team that could speak about the meetings that we've had, as well as representation by Commissioner Davis and the Vice Mayor.
Commissioner James?
Thank you, Mayor. So I listened virtually to the town hall that was hosted last week, and to all of our surprises to see Olson. I thought that would be the last school on the considerations list. I want to be very clear, I'm not in favor of any of our schools closing. So I won't approach it as take this school instead of that school. I do think that the school board has a responsibility to provide education to all of our students and a level of education to where it is not determined by how much annual income your parents are bringing in. I did share this with Dr. Hepburn, how disappointed and offended I was to hear that certain areas that are more affluent, like the Victoria Parks, they have the consideration of having only individuals in that boundary to go to that school, where we know there's more money, more resources, more programming, higher wages for maybe the teachers and different contractors that may come into that facility. The facilities are better. And then other areas only commutable. Well, if you look at the makeup and the demographics that we have here in our city, the parents cannot afford to drop off and pick up their kids because they're working 9 to 5. I think in a little bit, all of us are going to be low income. How inflation is tearing through the country right now. And so in meeting with the superintendent and our city manager, we did present him with not only what we feel, how we were slighted as a community, as a city, as a district, but also understanding some solutions that we could possibly take. And I'll share some of those with my colleagues because I have not spoken with them about the subject. I hear that Olson is under-enrolled and they can hold up to 15, 16, 700 students. And right now, we only have 600 students in the school. And so they wanted to not just repurpose, not just close, but just make that district offices and district spaces. And so the old Olson that a lot of individuals from this commission and prior commissions have worked so diligently to get it torn down and funded from the school board, that finally happened. I didn't even attend that school. I attended the new Olson, but the old Olson was still there. We finally got it demolished. We had a plan that was voted on up here to put a sports facility there. The current Olson does not have a track. The current Olson, the basketball gym needs to be redone. That's the same gym that I grew up playing in. And I've been out of middle school for quite some time now. And so offering the suggestion, and I don't know how my colleagues feel about it, but I said, okay, make the footprint smaller at Olson. Add some district offices there. We have a growing parks program and facility, so where we are limited by space in our city. Allow us to lease some of that. And even the city manager chimed in and talked about and spoke about maybe taking some of the burden of the maintenance of the cutting the grass on the outside if the facilities need to be painted. I think I spoke up here last budget session and talking about us as a commission supporting our schools more financially, although it's, one may say that it's not our responsibility, but to me it is our responsibility. We do have to put some skin in the game if we are going to ask for certain things. And so I am ready to support the school board in seeing how we can make this work together. I think that there is a huge gap in between municipalities and the school boards. And there is tremendous opportunity. Not once has a school board member or a superintendent come to a commission that I served on and asked for our support in any of the facilities and any of the things that were going on. And I do believe with who I serve with, there wouldn't have been an issue to budget for some of the upgrades that were necessarily needed. We have a lot of development going on here in the city of Dania Beach, and I saw that there are some plans to do P3s or to add private developers or monies to come into those schools. Well, 7 years ago, I went to the school board asking for that while Dania Point was still being built, if they could build certain portions of the school, and I was told that they could not. There is a lot of red tape. I'm the type of person, if that wasn't a rule at the time, that the school board could have worked on a plan to revisit how their rules are constructed and their policies to allow it, because guess what? Now they are allowing it. And so those are missed opportunities. I wanted to hear from some of my colleagues to see how we can come together and present some solutions more than just the problems to the school board, because they're going to have a lot of these meetings with a lot of different municipalities because no one wants a school closed in their area. But what are we willing to do to help the issue and help the situation? And for me, I'm willing to financially help the school board in a way that will save our schools. I mean, we have 1 middle school, 0 high schools in our city. And to take the only middle school out and to bus those kids to a different location, to either Apollo or I forget the other school, but to not even have considerations of programming for those facilities, or it's like you're putting dirty water in dirty water and getting a larger picture of dirty water. Like, how are we fixing the issue? How are we fixing the problem? And so this was most of my meeting with the superintendent. I love very hopeful that he was excited that there were solutions being presented. I urge any of you all to email me for suggestions that you may have, especially at Awesome Olson. How much is too small to reduce the footprint? What could we do in order to be able to provide services and make sure that we are having a quality education? And outside of all of that, I'm still going to push for equal rights in education, because certain areas shouldn't be accessible to different education than others. Some of our kids come from very unforgiving neighborhoods, and they are some of the brightest kids that we have, and they should not be refused an equal education just because their tax bracket is a little lower than someone else's. Thank you, Mayor.
Well said, Commissioner James. Commissioner Davis, would you? Use President.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Commissioner James, for that well thought out presentation, and I'm so glad to hear that you and the city manager went to Dr. Hepburn and had that one-on-one meeting. But I would first like to thank the people that I see in this audience. I see Mrs. E. I'm not going to name everybody, but the support at Awesome Olson. It is called Awesome Olson for a reason, and because it is not just because it sounds good together, but there is a community of people who come together every single day. And I have to say, Principal Giancarlo, you did sneak in here, and I am so glad to see you here, because I do go to Awesome Olson every single week, and I watch the interactions of the children with these teachers, with their staff. And this is not just a school, it is a family. And a lot of times, as a Broward County teacher, that's the only way that I came to Dania Beach was because I was a Broward County school teacher. I moved here over the weekend, went to the fair, and became a Broward County school teacher. And middle school is where I began, and middle school is where I still am to this day, because I understand that this is a critical time and a critical age, and this is a critical moment in our history. And what I'm going to beg and fight for until I can't fight anymore is that we do not want to be on the wrong side of history here. This is history in the making. I believe it's 1954 that the school first opened. These are people who pour into these children every single day. I will say it again, as I said it in the town hall meeting. This is our principals and teachers who know every single child's name. That doesn't happen in every community. That doesn't happen in every school. You take these kids away from a loving environment at this critical age, you have no idea of the detriment that you are doing to these children. And so to me, to take that away from them and repurpose this as a district office is heartbreaking. And you will hear me get emotional, because we love our children. We love these kids. And I understand under enrollment has to be addressed. But before you start talking about the 3 schools or any schools that you're going to cut or that you're going to close, have those conversations about the public-private partnerships that we have that are possible. Have the town hall meetings in the community in which you're being affected. Why are we having to go all the way to Hollywood Hills? Your voices are important. I know that teachers have letters from their students that are here. So having the community voice is so very important, in addition to the statistics that Olson is currently experiencing. This is Principal Giancarli's first year at this school. She has implemented the REACH program, and they have a REACH for perfect attendance. And what that means is that there is an incentive for these kids to come every single term and every single semester. And they're the increase, if you look at the numbers, the actual numbers, Olson, the other schools, and Addix has increased by 16, McNichol has gone down by -6, and Pines has increased by 18. This program and what Principal Giancarli is doing at Olson since October, this increase has been plus 99 students enrolled. We are on a positive trajectory of enrolling students, recruiting students, the programming, the environment. They are coming from other magnet schools. They are coming to Olson because the word gets out when things are being positively done in the community, and that relationship is there. So the relationships matter, the data matters. These teachers and these kids matter. So I really would like for us to be able to come together as a community, to not just have the commission and the school board to talk, but each and every single one of you, all of you wonderful teachers that are out here. I even see Collins Elementary here. We are a community. I'm so grateful to see all of you all, the residents, come together so that we can sing with one voice about how we can solve this problem together as one entity, as one community, and do what we need to do. So I'm open to suggestions. I want to hear from my colleagues, in addition to the teachers, the residents. I want to hear from every single one of you, because what difference we can make at Olson will depend on how much we're willing to give. I am willing to put it in the budget. I am willing to say, how can we, if this is a financial issue, then we have budget season coming up. We had a preliminary budget in April, and we have our fiscal year starts in October. So I think we have an opportunity to say, is there financial gains, or can we invest further than our $5 million in that park in order to save our school? I'm willing to do whatever we need to do in order to save our school, and I want us to make sure that we sing with one united voice while we do it. So thank you for letting me have this opportunity, but I'm really here, and I'm thanking each and every one of you for coming out and showing your support today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Vice Mayor Llewellyn?
Thank you. Before we get started, I just want to say we do have a missing commissioner today. It's Commissioner Salvino, and I just want to send my condolences to the family. He just lost his brother in the last few days, and the service was today, so that is why he is not here. Commissioner Davis and I were both at the town hall meeting at Hollywood Hills, and we both spoke. I am going to reiterate some of the things that I said that day, and also add a few more things that I didn't have time to say because we only had 2 minutes to speak. First of all, they had a whole series with this presentation. There were 2 different options. One option is to close 42 random schools, no real basis behind it. They won't even identify the schools for us. The other option was to take into consideration certain things, such as the grade of the school, the if there's any deterioration, if there's the enrollment, obviously the under-enrollment, that sort of thing. And the recommendation was to close 3 schools, 2 of them in District 1, including Olson. Another one is in Hollywood, that's Oak Ridge Elementary. And one of the things that they did not include in their consideration, which was something that I noticed right away was development and increased population in South Florida, not just in Dania Beach, but in South Florida in general. I'm sure we all know there's a big boom in population. I know there's lots of development going on, whether you're happy about it or not. But there's a lot of new people moving into this city. And they did not take that into consideration. There's a lot of new people moving into Hollywood, and there's also Hollywood students that go to Olson. They didn't take any of that into consideration. These new buildings that are coming in, the new homes that are here, are not just going to be filled with adults. There are going to be children. There's going to be families. There are families. We're increasing already. And in fact, just in the last 6 months, there's been an increase of 99 new students at Olson, right? And that's likely to continue. Something else is also, we already have an interlocal agreement with the school board, to utilize that property where old Olson was. What would be the point of us putting in a park and facilities if you don't have kids there to enjoy it? That was the whole point of doing this, was it was going to not only be more green space in the community for the community, but also to improve the area, improve the school, attract more students, more parents to bring their kids to the school. And now if you're just going to turn it into offices, what's the point of that? It makes no sense. So these are all some of the things I said. Another thing that I said was that we don't have a high school in Dania Beach. Our kids already have to leave the city limits to go to high school. Now you want to make them leave the city limits to go to middle school too? That's not good for any community. Any community. I'm sure you all know that. So one of my suggestions at that time, and I've discussed it with the city manager as well, is that perhaps we need to change it to, if we're having trouble with enrollment, maybe make it a 6 through 12 school. And then this way we have Dania Beach High School too. So as opposed to just, you like that one, huh? As opposed to just a middle school. So then this way we're utilizing the space. In any event, there's a number of things. We do have some statistics here. We do know that Olson has increased its enrollment by 99 students just in the last 6 months. The other 3 schools that they're talking about here, one of them has a decrease in enrollment in the last 6 months, and the other 2 combined only include 34 new students in 2 other schools. So not quite sure how that fits in with the considerations that they're bringing up. Another thing that's important to think about is they were talking about the grades of the schools. Olson is a C school. Olson is on track to be a B school. It's trending that way. So why do you want to close a school that's on the rise? Makes no sense again. So obviously you know how I feel about it. I don't want to see the school closed. I don't see where there would be any reason to do that. A lot of the planning and the things that we've been doing during this administration and before have a lot to do with our schools and trying to encourage people to live in this city, encourage people to go to the schools. We have our infrastructure that we're setting up for all these new people moving in, and that includes our schools. If you take one away, what does that do? And $47 million a year in taxpayer dollars, and they haven't done anything for any of our schools. We have facilities that need upgrading. We have buildings that need to be improved. We have drainage issues on the school board properties, and they haven't done anything to our schools with that $47 million. And now they want to take one away. So what are they going to do with the last 2? So in any event, my position clearly is what it is. Don't close the school, and let's figure out a way to keep it open, do whatever we can, maybe make it a high school as well, middle school, high school combined, 6 through 12, or maybe do something else. But in any event, it should not be just administrative offices for the school board. It needs to be a school for our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Yes, this commission is standing up here as a united front in this when it comes to our school and our schools and closing this school. We are all opposed to this idea. It doesn't make any sense. And it's not even just an emotional thing at all. We are crunching the numbers here, and from every angle that you look at it, it just doesn't work with the projection of our city in the way that we have been heading in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, our city manager, Anna Garcia, has been through 4 school superintendents. So that causes a communication gap right there. There's an error in communication. So therefore, when this decision was made, I feel like it was made by just looking at a map overall. You know, it's easy to stand at a bird's eye view and say, that school, little underold, that one, keep that open. And that's kind of, I think, how the decision was made when we really didn't analyze the data and see the growth that our city has been going through. We just went through 6,000 RAC units in about 10 years. We have 3,000, over 3,000 that are already accounted for that aren't built yet. We just approved 4,000 more RAC units. So our population is easily going to grow by 5, maybe 10,000 people within the next 3 to 5 years. If just, 2-3% of that is children, then that's worth keeping it the school open. And let's just break down some of the numbers, okay? 47 million. I think we just can't say that enough. I hate being redundant, but our city of Dania Beach pays $47 million to the school board. That's over $15 million for our 3 schools alone. Do you know what we could do with $15 million for Collins Elementary and Dania Elementary and Olson Middle School? Like, the sky's the limit. We could make those the most premier schools in the county by far. And, let's face it, though, we understand how it works. We are a feeder city for the county, and the county is a feeder county for the state. So the money just keeps traveling out, and then decisions get made, and there's a lot of turnover, and there's a lot of controversy that has surrounded the school board, so it's really kind of hindered them getting work done. And I commend everybody on the school board, past and present, for what they have done, and I understand that it's a hard job you're doing, and I thank you. And we share this school also with our sister city, Hollywood, and I'd like to thank Commissioner Caleri for being here. Thank you, Commissioner, and Commissioner Carol Schuham was here as well, and they realized the importance of Olson Middle School as well in Hollywood. I think you guys have you have maybe just enough, if not more, students in Olson than us. So it's a joint effort by cities here, and it's a joint effort by multiple cities in the county because the school board's going to approach them. Unfortunately, this is what it takes to have all these special meetings and for the school board to come in and actually meet with us and listen to us. It's a little too late, but we're going to do what we can. Resolutions can only go so far, but we really have to just present the data. And with Principal Giancarlo, what she has done in the last school year, since September, October, has been incredible, absolutely incredible. She was a vice principal there. She was a vice principal there years ago when they did have about 1,500, 1,600 students. So she has seen what Olson is and what it could be. And the population didn't change dramatically since then. There's been addition of charter schools, and the parents have spoken with their feet, is what somebody told me. And they've taken their kids out of public schools because they didn't support it. And it's up to the school board to encourage kids and attract them, bring them back. And that is exactly what Principal Giancarlo has done. She has made Olson an attractive school to the city surrounding us in Hollywood and Dania Beach. And yes, this is also a major accomplishment that the city did, was we locked in a deal with the school board to demolish the 6th grade center. It's over 7.5 acres, and we're going to invest over $5 million, just to start over $5 million. We're going to make that a park for the school and for the community, and it's going to be shared with the school during school hours and the community after school hours. And Olson never had a very good athletic program, so we figured, hey, let's enhance the neighborhood, and we'll help the school out and give them an athletic program, make them more attractive. So it only just makes sense, if you ask me. And it's great that everybody's coming up with their ideas, putting their heads together to come up with flexible options of what we can do. There's a lot of options that were discussed. I'm not an expert on what we can do with it, but like you said, we could have some executive offices there and students as well, or we can just focus mainly on the middle school and give it a projection of 2 to 3 years. And if you could set a benchmark. If it doesn't grow by 20% in 2-3 years, then you could reconsider. But I think that we would meet that growth rate in a certain amount of time, considering the data that we have crunched with our population and our projection. So I just asked the school board to break down their data and their decision a little more and focus more on Dania Beach and Hollywood and that surrounding area and the future growth just east of US 1. We don't even have to go west of US 1. Just east of US 1 in Hollywood and Dania, it's exponential. We're talking thousands and thousands of new units, which who knows how many adults and how many children that is. But I guarantee, I'm not a statistician, but yes, it's not all adults. And I guarantee that these schools will see a rise as they have seen a rise in the last 6 months. So thank you all for coming out here today. And I'd actually like to open up the floor if anybody would like to speak. Okay. Commissioner James would like to say a few words first, and then I'll open up the floor. Principal, if you'd like to speak, feel free to. No? Okay, it's okay. All right, but if anybody else would like to speak, you can, and we'll keep your time limited. But go ahead, Commissioner James.
Okay, just very quickly, I do like that suggestion. That is something that we can say, incentivizing the schools and benchmarks, and not only for enrollment, but also what the cities are willing to invest in as well, in keeping those things. We did float the idea at the meeting for it to be continued to a high school, but then it pulls from the high schools, and then you have an issue at the other high schools because our students currently goes to South Broward and Hollywood Hills. So that was something that did not seem as receptive, but what I can say and what I do appreciate about the superintendent is that he listened. He was open. He was not dismissive, and he loved solutions. And so I want us to approach this in a way to where we are offering solutions. We can talk about how the schools got to how they are now and all these other things, but where we are now, I just want us to really focus on solutions. And then to add to that 47 million, our developers come in and they pay school impact fees. And this was something that I asked, in 2017, where are those monies going? Where are the school impact fees going? Oh, they go back to the county and school board, and they don't impact our schools. So it's impact fees for the entire county, and then I have no idea as to, maybe they're still paying the old bond money. I don't know what's going on at this point, but I know it's not going to our facilities. And so I think somewhere down the line, some legislators, if there's state legislators, future school board members, we need to change that. A portion of whatever our developers spend for school impact fees need to go directly back to our schools so we can help upkeep those schools on top of the millions of dollars that we are paying in taxes. And so I do like the suggestion, though, of giving us milestones or giving us some considerations. I do know that school board Superintendent Hepburn, picked up the baton of where he was left off and just tried to give some considerations. He was very clear that this is not set in stone. He was very clear that he is receiving feedback every day from residents, from members, from municipalities, and so this is not final. I don't believe in anything final until I see it written down, and so I want us to keep a positive mindset in mind when we are moving forward with these discussions and really come up with something that can be impactful and to help us advocate as policyholders here for our schools.
Thank you, Commissioner James. Yeah, I'd like to add, too, that Olson is a walkable middle school right in the smack of our neighborhood. It's surrounded by residential properties, and it's easy. It's an easy walk for kids over in Hollywood, too. They just walk across Sharon, they're right there.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. If you were done.
I'm done.
Okay. I was just going to say, I was reminded when I was at this meeting last week that this was, on that day, it was day 10 of the superintendent being in that position. So he is, and I agree with you, Commissioner James, he very much is a listener, and he was very open to suggestions, and he clearly was being educated. I saw a lot of note-taking on the stage that day, so.
Through the mayor, I wanted to add to that, based on our meeting that we had last Friday with Commissioner James and the superintendent, and what everything that has been discussed here, solutions. They do have more space than they need today, but based on the trajectory, more and more space is going to be taken on by all the new kids based on the 99 kids that have already been enrolled since October. Well, we have needs too, because we have a growing Parks and Recreation Department. We have a variety of specialized camps. So Dr. Hepburn said, hey, how about the band room? Hey, how about additional offices that you all would need? So we've put together a resolution that is public record based on the contributions of all of these elected officials, our deputy city manager, our community development, and our finance director, that really encompasses the monies, encompasses our needs based on the school's needs. And I think it would be a really great fit because this helps bring forth solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Garcia, Madam Manager Garcia. I could open up public comment for brief 2 minutes each. If anyone would like to speak up, please come up, state your name and address. Just 2 minutes, Laura. All right, whatever.
Hi, good evening. Louis Romoli, 902 Nature's Cove, and I happen to live 1 block from Olson. What I'm hearing today is really what we should be doing. We're coming up with solutions on what we can do for our school. I've lived here for 24 years in the same place and would hate to see Olson go away, and to hear our Commissioner James come up with a solution and Vice Mayor come up with a solution. I think this is what this is all about. Get our residents involved, get our commission involved. This is why we elect you. This is why we have a strong city manager that we do, is to come up with great solutions for our residents and to make sure that these things do not happen under our watch. And I just want to thank you all very much for continuing to push.
Thank you, Mr. Romali.
Hello, my name is Terry Lopez Boyce, and I am a resident for about 30 years now. I want to thank all of you for everything you do for Dania and how it's growing.
Can you say your address?
220, do I have to? I'm going to have it 221 Southeast 3rd Street.
Okay.
And nobody come and visit me. No. I just want to thank you guys for being a united front. I am here as a citizen of Dania, as a teacher of Olson Middle School. When I came from Dade County, Olson was the school that I went to. I happen to also be the vice president of the Broward Teachers Union, so I know what the displacement of teachers is going to mean, but I am not here in that capacity at all. I'm here to join teachers that I have worked with, people that I have known for 3 decades, all of you. My once vice principal, Janet Giancarli, she was my AP, and she's rock solid. And I want you guys to know that people are very sure of her leadership and what she can do. She's already brought 100 students in. All of us were very happy to hear that she came in. Some things happened at Olson Middle School. Some of you may or may not be aware, but there's more to the story, much more to the story than charter schools have opened, private schools, vouchers. A lot of problems began with different administration choices that were made by the county, and we observe and uphold those choices. Nevertheless, when I was at Olson, there was once 2,100 students there in a Rockstar Gifted program. And as the numbers went down and the gifted program kind of changed, things changed. And it wasn't just about charter schools. And these things could have been prevented by the School Board of Broward County. I know this for a fact. If you want to know it for a fact, you just find me and I'll let you know the things that happened, okay? Because it's much more than just charters. And these teachers that are here today supporting us, they work hard. They love the students. If there's one thing that teachers tell me all the time, why do you travel from Coral Springs to work at Olson? Because I love the kids there. You need people who love the kids. We love the kids. We love this community. The kids love their school. We can't let it stop. As Liz Cheney says, it cannot be the case that they will close Olson, and we're all depending on all of us together to make sure that that doesn't happen. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bob Adams, 330 Southeast 3rd Terrace, Dania Beach. I was on the Education Advisory Board a number of years ago, but what struck me just a few moments ago was when Commissioner James mentioned the impact fees. I would be curious to know whatever year, developers' impact fees, what percentage of impact fees in this city went to the school board? And what came back? My opinion is it should all come back. This is the community it's impacting. I don't know if we'll ever see that, but maybe we can get close. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please state your name and address.
Hello, Mary Guerra, 245 Southwest 5th Street. Good afternoon, everyone. I am the chair of the Education Advisory Board, and we are concerned. As a board, I know that several of my colleagues are here. We are in support of Olson. We're always trying to find a way how we can help our schools in our community. There are tons of development now in the city. And just like you said, these are not only single adults, these are families coming into our community. What are we offering in terms of education? So we are in support of Olson Middle School. We're always trying to find a way how to improve communications. And I would like to take this time to invite each and every one of you to one of our meetings. We meet the first Monday of every month. And we would love to sit down with you and have a conversation. How can we actually do something? It's not just having those good times celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week, but also during these hard times in finding solutions and serving the community, especially our children. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Jeff Bryant, 136 Northwest 5th Avenue, Dania Beach. I am a proud alumni of Olson Middle School. One of my favorite teachers was the late Mr. Bertino, former mayor, Ms. Reddick also. I just want to say that on behalf of the Northwest section of Dania, I'm an activist along with Ms. Ivy and Ms. Benita. We do not want Olson to close. You have people who have passion for Olson. Some of the best teachers molded us from Olson, along with Holloway Hills. I just want the city and the commission to fight for us to keep it open. And if it's an alternative, make it private, but still remain Olson, but just fight for us. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening. My name is Polly Jones. I live at 701 West Dania Beach Boulevard. I am a member on the Education Advisory Board as well. And I must concur with our colleague who just got up and spoke. During our meetings, we do talk about it. We are aware of what's going on, with the schools. And it was when it was brought to our attention, we decided we wanted to do something as well. So we are going to reach out as well to the community, to the people, to find out and see what everybody can do to keep all the schools open. Just like she said, we are concerned about Olson just as well, but we also are concerned about other schools as well too. So we're fighting for everyone. So we just like the city to know that we're on your side. We're working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jones.
My name is Shaquarius Levine. I live at 709 Dania Beach Boulevard. I also work at Olson, but I'm speaking as a parent and a resident of Dania Beach. I just feel like being that it's the only middle school in Dania Beach, we can't let it close down, first and foremost. Also, I think like a possible solution, because I was talking to my neighbors, people don't even know this is happening. And they also don't have transportation, so maybe we can try to get some of the residents a bus to get to the next meeting to show them that we all standing together to keep it open. I don't know, just something to throw out.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shelley Toth, 370 Southwest 31st Avenue, Deerfield Beach. So I have a been working at Olson for 21 years. I drive really far. I drive for these kids. As Ms. Preuss said, this school means a lot to the community. It means a lot to me. I could work many other places, but I keep coming back to Olson. I can't turn my back on those kids and this school. And while I understand numbers and profits, like Ms. James said, and like a number of other people said, it's about the kids. It's about being on the right side of history. And I'm gonna stand here and get emotional as well, but I would like to read you some of our students' words because a lot of them couldn't be here, but I know they would have liked to. So one of them says, to whom it may concern, Olson Middle School cannot close because life is already hard enough. And now whoever is trying to close the school is trying to make life harder than it already is. If Olson closes, it's going to affect people's jobs, students' futures, and teachers' careers. Olson is the only middle school in Dania. What's going to happen to the kids who don't have any type of transportation? What about the teachers who choose to spend more than a decade working here at Olson Middle? At the end of the day, Olson Middle will always be in our hearts, but it's still not right to close Olson down, especially a school that everybody has love for. Everyone has taken time, money, and dedication to make this school better, and I just know it's going to break people's hearts if Olson closes. Signed, the student, proud Olson student. And if I have a minute, I would like to read one more. To whom it may concern, Olson is one of the only middle schools in Dania Beach, which makes our community middle school unique and different and important. This will make a disruption to the community, and our school, Olson Middle School, serves as a focal point for the community, providing not just education, but also a sense of belonging and identity. Closing it down would disrupt the community fabric. The accessibility of education and closing down Olson Middle might force a student to travel further to attend another school, which would pose logistical and financial challenges for families. The loss of jobs, closing down the school would mean job losses for teachers and staff, affecting not just their livelihoods, but also the local economy. Impacts on students transitioning to a new school can be difficult for students, affecting their academic performance and emotional well-being. Undermining educational values and shutting down a school sends a message that education is not a priority in the community, which can have long-term consequences for the area's development and prosperity. And I feel like that really resonates with a lot of what you said. But this is written by our students. It means a lot to them. Please save Olson.
Can you do me a favor? Can you scan
They're
those
all
and send it to me? I would like to send it to the school board.
100%. And I have 90 of these.
And yeah, so we can add it to like our meeting backup.
Thank you, ma'am. And thank you to the students too who wrote those.
Sherry Pitts, 90 Southwest 8th Avenue. If you close one school down.
Can you state your address, ma'am? 90
It's
Southwest
90, yes, Southwest 8th Avenue. Look, if you close one school down, that'll give them opportunity to close other schools down. If we don't fight for these kids now, then they'll just keep closing schools down. They have rebuilt this neighborhood so much. Why disrespect the schools? We're building up, but we're disrespecting the schools. Make it make sense. Every time I come back here, there's a new building. These kids have nowhere to go as it is. We gotta do better. Can we do better? Amen.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, Casey Johnson, 4430 Southwest 23rd Ave. This is about the basketball team. I have 5 sons who play for Dania basketball, and it grew over the past 3 years. I guess now they have 5 teams. And when we didn't, so which is like what, 60 kids, I guess, and Olson lets them play there on Saturdays. So from 9 a.m. until 1, the kids have somewhere to go, something positive to do, staying out of trouble. Sports are important. It doesn't seem like they have anywhere else to play basketball right now, and Olson lets them. So I don't know if that's something you guys could add in, that they also have something to do on the weekends, keep the kids out of trouble and healthy and safe.
Thank you for saying that. I do want to say, who said that we don't have a Olson sports wasn't banging? Because when I played, it was. I'm just joking. But no, to speak to your point, that is also something I forgot that the city manager and I spoke about. Is even redoing, us even paying to have the basketball gym redone. So
But even though we have a gym to go to, what they
Right. So
right now.
one of the things I grew up playing basketball. I had to grow up playing basketball in Hollywood at the MLK Center because we do not have an indoor facility here. And although Olson allows us to utilize theirs through our parks and recreation, it's tiles on the floor and the gym needs an upgrade.
They're sliding around.
Yeah, I understand.
But they're there,
So
let us
that
come
would
in
just be an enhancement to, we are already about to build a basketball facility, a gymnasium at CW Thomas Park.
Yeah, I saw that
It-
it's gonna, do you think it's gonna take?
Couple years.
It will, but in the interim, we're working with Olson and that is another suggestion that we have put on the table. So thank you for that. We are really trying our best with every option to show the school board that we're invested into the schools. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for having this meeting. My name is Tiandre Gomian. I'm a 7th grade civics teacher at Olson Middle School. My address is protected, former military, Pompano Beach, Florida, though. So I drive a very far way to come every single day, and I'm very proud to make sure I come and support Olson Middle School. Every day I get to teach students how to be productive members of our community, and I just want to say I want to thank every one of you, even Principal Jen Carty, for supporting the school. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, hi, good afternoon. My name is Hugo Chilo. I live in 261 Southwest 4th Street. I've been living here in Dania like for 11 years, and I take my daughter to Dania Elementary. It's been a few years, but soon she gotta move to middle school. So I've been thinking about like which is gonna be the next school, and I've been thinking like for a few months, Olson. And when I heard about this, I was like, oh, now where am I gonna take my daughter? I live like 2 blocks from Dania Elementary, and I know Olson is like only a few blocks down there. And in the same way that I'm pretty sure that there are hundreds of parents that are thinking that, oh, if Olson is gonna close, where am I gonna take my kid? So commuting is gonna be a big problem. Other things is that, just to sum up, Commissioner Tamara James, Joyce, Ms. Davis, and Lori Lirwin, you already gave the solution. So, one of the solutions could be to have a 6-12 school, middle and high school. That's a big solution. I don't know if how this works, like getting sponsors, like one big sponsor can make like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, but I don't know how this works. You know better than me. So we're here just to give all the support. If there is something that we as residents from Dania Beach can do in order to help you, we can help. Like if you need volunteers or ideas for another project, me and other people that are here, I'm pretty sure that we all can help you for any project event or for a fundraiser or something like that. Like the point is, like we as a community of parents, we can help all of you achieve this goal, not to close Olson Middle School. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Okay, sure.
My name's Lori Capello. I am a science teacher at Awesome Olson Middle. This is my 8th year. And I love the school and I love the community, and we are making a difference. And I love all the conversations that I heard here today. I love all the solution-oriented conversations. I feel much more hopeful after coming to this meeting. And I would like to help in any way that I can. And so far, I've reached out to my parents, letting them know about this meeting. I see parents here today, and I'm so grateful. And my colleagues, and also I enjoy working with Commissioner Davis, and you have incredible energy, and I've never really been a leader, but I have been working with the science teachers on projects, and I like the collaboration. And I know you all care very much about our school, and I would love to continue finishing out my career there, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's it for public comment. All right, public comment is closed. Thank you. Really appreciate the community coming out and teachers coming out as well. And the letters from the students are very impactful. If that didn't touch you, I don't know what will. This is very important to our city, and our taxpayers deserve better, and our children deserve better. And it's up to us to stick up for our children. We can only do so much as a commission, but I'm very happy to see that we're doing everything that we can. And we hope that the school board is listening. And we'll make sure that they listen to us as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
So before I read the resolution, Vice Mayor Llewellyn.
So several people have said that they want to know what they can do to help, and we are doing what we can to help. As you can see, I think we're about to approve a resolution. But we're also talking to people. We're talking to school board members. We're talking to the superintendent. We're talking to lots of people about this and trying to make our point clear. Something that you all should know is there is a meeting on Thursday night. Is that correct, Tracy? Yes, I think I have it here. Thursday night with one of the school board members, Alan Zeman, at the Hollywood City Hall, Thursday night at 6 p.m. So he's going to be there having, I guess, a town hall basically to hear from everybody. So y'all are here tonight. Maybe take a trip over to Hollywood on Thursday night and let one of the school board members know what you think. And I think that will help as well. So,
Mr. Mayor,
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
just want to put this on the record. So the school has grown by 100 kids in 6 months. So if very conservatively speaking, if we just grow by 100 kids next year and the following year, by 2026, we would be hovering close to 900 kids, 857 kids. And that's just very conservatively based on just 100 kids that the principal and this great team of administrators and teachers have been able to do. So for parents right now, like the gentleman that spoke, that is concerned about where his daughter is going to go for junior high, the trend is that we will be hovering over 300 kids in less than 2 more years. So just wanted to put that on the record, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And this was Principal Giancarli's first year. No one really knew, what she was going to do when she got there. So now the word is definitely going to get out there more. So next year I see more of an increase, if you ask me, because like you said, like Commissioner James said, the community definitely talks.
One more thing, Mayor, just to piggyback on that, this is the first year, so I think one of the first things, one of our asks, our big asks, let's at least give 3 years. If we can have a positive trajectory going on and actually see and have the data, we have the data for 6 months. Let's keep track of that, and then we will be able to show that we are moving in that positive direction, that we are doing what we all need to do together to make Olson that premier school, that B school, and then potentially in A school. When children feel cared about, they learn, and that is what is at the foundation of this school. So I think maybe one of the first things we can do is give us that time to show that we are improving. And so the more we show up, the more we use our voices, these teachers, these assistant principals, Miss McKee, everybody at that school pours into those kids, and I know that I know that you're going to see that positive impact. I just wanted to, before we leave each one of the town halls, we only have one more town hall. There is one tonight at 6 o'clock at Flanagan High School, and then there is another one on May 9th at Monarch and Deerfield Beach. So we attended the first one, Vice Mayor and I, so as many times as we can have our voices heard in front of the school board, the better. So I wanted to end with that, and thank you all, and I'm glad that we do have a topic that all of my colleagues can come together unanimously and come together as one team, one voice with this community to make our schools better. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you, Commissioner Davis. I'm looking right at, you're talking, you're looking right at me. All right. So, This is a resolution from the city of Dania Beach, and we asked for Hollywood support also. So Commissioner Clary, you could pass the word. So this is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Dania Beach, Florida, issued to the Broward County School District Board in opposition to the BCSD's proposed closure of Olson Middle School and alternatively supporting a BCSD decision to turn Olson Middle School into a K-8 or a 6-12 school, providing for conflicts, further providing for an effective date. Whereas the city of Dania Beach, Broward's first city, celebrating 120 years of a rich tradition embodied in a pioneering spirit, excellence in municipal services, and passion and pride in our community. And whereas Dania Beach has experienced a true renaissance with unprecedented growth, along with the historic investments in infrastructure, parks, and public safety. And whereas within a period of 6 years, the city has approved in excess of 10,400 new housing units, many of which are affordable. And whereas Dania Beach is not just a destination, it's an epicenter of South Florida. And whereas the city works very closely with our local schools, and the city has established an outstanding relationship with all of them. And whereas the city is investing approximately $30 million in improvements adjacent to all of our schools, and the city unanimously approved a project investing $5 million in over 7 acres on the campus of Olson Middle School to add a multitude of recreational amenities, including a track for track and field, multi-purpose fields for sports, playgrounds, basketball courts, and other amenities to the site. And whereas the gross amount of ad valorem tax levied by the school board of Broward County in fiscal year 2023-2024 equals $46,793,681, which is paid wholly by taxpayers and property owners in the city of Dania Beach. And whereas on January 18, 2023, the school board of Broward County and the city entered into a recreational license agreement to allow the city to make specific recreational improvements and utilize portions of SBBC owned land, site number 47-1, aka Olson Middle School, for recreational and parking purposes. And whereas on January 23, 2024, the City Commission unanimously approved the conceptual design for Olson Middle School, which included specific amenities and site improvements exceeding $5 million of total investments for the students at Olson Middle School. And whereas newly appointed School Superintendent Howard Hepburn, during a town hall meeting at Hollywood Hills, announced on Monday, April 29, 2024, that Awesome Olson is being considered as a school to be closed. And whereas in the short time that Principal Giancarlo has been at the helm, she has increased enrollment at Olson Middle by 99 students in 7 months since October 2023 to present. And whereas the city has partnered with Olson on a very successful REACH program, which stands for Respect, Endurance, Ambition, Community, and Honor, and the city of Dania Beach has seen the great work and potential of Olson. And the City Commission of the City of Dania Beach advocates to support the continued operations for Olson Middle School to stay open and be given the opportunity to continue to thrive under the leadership of Principal Janet Giancarlo and her team. And whereas Olson Middle School administrators, the following ICANN Magnet Academy, which provides unique academics to earn high school credit with project-based learning and for career and college readiness programs, Academy of Business, MUSI and Music Conservatory, Education, Hospitality and Tourism, and Robotics and Marine Science. And whereas between October 2023 and May 2024, Awesome Olson has attracted 99 new students, increasing its student enrollment from 558 to 657. And with its academies and its new principal, Olson will continue to grow. And whereas Addicks and Pines gained only 34 new students, and McNichol has a loss of 6 students. And whereas the elimination of 1/3 of our students is simply unacceptable, particularly in light of the aforementioned, our growing population and our monetary investment in Olson Middle School. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Dania Beach, Florida, that above whereas clauses are ratified and confirmed, and they are made a part of and incorporated into this resolution by this reference. Section 2, that the City of Dania Beach opposes the Broward School District BCSD determination to close Olson Middle School and alternatively supporting a BCSD decision to turn Olson Middle School into a greater educational opportunity school to include more grades. Section 3, that the city clerk is directed to distribute copies of this resolution to the Broward League of Cities and to all municipalities within Broward County. That all resolutions or parts of resolutions in conflict with this resolution are repealed to the extent of such conflict. that this resolution shall be effective immediately upon passage.
Right.
Motion?
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. The motion passes unanimously. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming out today. We'll continue to do our work, the city staff and the commissions, and we really appreciate the community standing behind us as well. Thank you. Meeting's adjourned.
I can eat my Quest bar. Oh, you gotta update that list.
103.
We got 103 every day.
We shouldn't have wrote that, because we were attacking the addicts and
I'm coming down.
yeah, it was making a point, but you don't want to throw anybody under the bus. They're trying to stay open too.